assembly of somatosensory cascade and the method of software debugging. First, you need to prepare two servers. Among them, the connection to the central control requires a high-end server. Then there are two somatosensory. The first step is to connect the two computers to the same LAN. A switch can be used to connect the network ports of two servers to form a local area network. The second step is to connect the dongle to the USB port of the host computer. The third step needs to connect the somatosensory to the computer. The camera adapter is connected to the USB serial interface of the host computer. The power adapter is directly related to a power outlet. Another somatosensory connection method is the same. Note, there are also requirements for the placement of the somatosensory sensor. Assuming the screen and the table have the same width, find the middle line of the screen and divide it into left and right areas. Place the somatosensory in the middle of the left and right areas. When placed, the height and front to back distance of the two somatosensory need to be on the same horizontal line. There are also specific requirements for the height of the radar placement. It needs to be placed within the range of 30 centimeters to 2 meters from the ground. Here's the whole wiring tutorial. Then introduce the debugging of the software part. The monitor shows the screen of the controller server. There are 4 folders in the unzipped package. First, you need to install the runtime driver. Unzip the driver of the somatosensory camera and install it. The screen shows that the installation was successful. After the installation is successful, it needs to be detected in the device manager. The first step is to check whether there is a Kinect sensor display. If it exists, go to the second step to find SDK v2.0 on the computer window interface. Select All on the first run option after double-clicking. Select the first run. Wait for the installation to succeed. Then find the bottom option. Both the color map and the depth map show FKS30H. It shows that the connection of the whole somatosensory is very stable. Then you can debug the software normally. Next, install the second driver. Unzip Net 4.5. If the computer has already been installed, click to close. Then install the dongle driver. Close this page after installation. Click the icon in the middle to install. Next is to install the last driver. The last driver is VC rolling. Double-click the installation to complete the end. Open the Kinect client folder after all drivers are installed. Click on the Kinect client program. After opening, you can see a small icon in the lower right corner of the computer. Double-click the icon and a pop-up window will appear. After opening, it needs to be within 1.5 meters to 3.5 meters of the body sensor. Skeleton and depth maps can be recognized. You can see that the computer has a human figure. It has been successfully installed here. Then set the boot to start. Close the window after setup is complete. After closing the window, it will be hidden in the lower right corner of the computer taskbar. Next, you need to control the second server for operation remotely. You can also directly connect the display to the second server for operation. The second server also needs to install these drivers. Test after installation. Double-click to open the Kinect sensor. You can see that the second somatosensory can also recognize the character depth and bone map. Then the installation is successful. It is also necessary to set the startup. Then minimize. After everything is set, server with master computer. Find the demo to tease. After opening the demo, you can see two images of people. The person stands in this area of 1.5 to 3.5 meters from the camera. Capture body images in real time. The image below is the somatosensory corresponding to the server on the right. The imaging at the top of the screen corresponds to the somatosensory sensation of the central control server on the left. Test complete exit. If there is still no screen after operation, you need to set the IP of the computer in the demo. It is modified in config. Set the IP of the master server and the IP of the second server. The address needs to be modified in the computer settings. Modify to fixed IP. The first set is 1.90. The second set is 1.91. This machine can also use number instead. In the Unity folder is the SDK development code. If you need, you can call the code for secondary development. This is how the whole software is debugged.